Kraven the Hunter was released in May 2024. It is a very exciting action and science fiction movie. The movie is about a boy named Kraven. He has incredible powers. He can climb walls like a lizard, jump like a monkey, and is a good-hearted person. At the beginning of the movie, we see a moving vehicle on an empty road. This vehicle is connected to Marvel and is taking prisoners to jail. Kraven is also inside, but he is there on purpose as part of a mission. After a short time, we see Kraven exercising inside the vehicle. Suddenly, two people attack him, but Kraven fights back and kills them brutally. Because of this, he is taken to a sergeant. The sergeant is shocked to see the condition of the dead men and asks Kraven, "What do you do?" Kraven replies, "I am a hunter." Then without warning, he attacks the sergeant and stabs him in the throat, killing him mercilessly. Kraven's goal is to eliminate all the powerful mafia leaders in the world, and the sergeant was one of them. After this, Kraven bravely escapes from jail. On the way, he sees a wolf, but the wolf does not attack him. Kraven then runs toward a helicopter and informs someone that he has killed the sergeant. Now the movie takes us 16 years into the past. We see St. Michael's Academy in New York, where Kraven and his brother Chameleon are studying. Their father Nikolai arrives to pick them up. Kraven is surprised and asks, "Why have you come to take us?" "We have exams." Their father replies, "Your mother has passed away." The two brothers become upset and ask, "Are we going to her funeral?" But their father coldly says, "People who take their own lives don't get funerals. We are going hunting." Meanwhile, we see a girl named Calypso talking to her grandmother. Her grandmother gives her a small bottle of liquid acid and says, "You must use this soon. I can't wait any longer. The 3 cards you chose reveal your future, so keep this bottle with you." On the other side, Kraven and his brother are out hunting with their father. Nikolai is having an important conversation with his team. Nikolai orders a man to stay quiet, but later this same man, named Reno, will become his enemy. Meanwhile, Kraven sees a lion approaching. The lion looks into Kraven's eyes and suddenly stops moving. Just then, Kraven's father, Nikolai, attacks him from behind. The lion grabs Kraven and takes him away, injuring him in the process. We then see Calypso with Kraven. She pours a few drops of the liquid her grandmother gave her into Kraven's mouth. This helps wake him up, and she takes him to the hospital. Before leaving, she secretly places a card in his pocket, which Kraven keeps with him. At the hospital, the doctor tells Kraven, "I didn't save you. We are going to run some tests and find out what exactly helped you survive." At that moment, Kraven's father arrives and insists on taking him home. They leave the city and travel to a remote area. There, his father tells him, "Are you weak like your mother or strong like me?" Fear makes a person hollow from the inside. Nikolai then says, "Kraven, you will take over the mafia business while your younger brother will go back to school in New York." In response, Kraven shows his father the head of the lion that attacked him, which he has now killed and brought home. This makes Kraven extremely angry at his father. He gathers his important belongings, including the card Calypso gave him and the liquid she used to save him. He prepares to leave the house. Before leaving, he tells his brother, "I'm going to the place where we used to go with our mother." As he reaches the jungle, he sees a herd of buffalo running towards him. He stands still because there is no way to escape. Suddenly, one buffalo stops in front of him, blocking the others. Then, the entire herd moves away without harming him. Kraven finally reaches his mother's old camp in the jungle. There he trains himself, running as fast as a deer, climbing trees like a monkey, and gaining the strength of a lion. One day, while sitting on a tree, he sees 2 hunters kill an animal. This deeply upsets him and he attacks them. He kills one of the hunters, while the rest of their team runs away. Later, while Kraven is eating, he receives a message from his brother. "Will you come to my birthday?" Kraven replies, "Of course." Meanwhile, the hunters' team returns to retrieve the dead bull they had killed. They load it onto a truck and prepare to leave, but Kraven blocks their path. He kills everyone in one of the trucks while the second truck speeds away. The man in the second truck rushes to his boss's office, but to his shock, when he enters, he doesn't find his boss. Instead, Kraven is sitting there in his place. The man is stunned and asks, "How did you get here before me?" The man's name is Andre. He begs Kraven, "Don't kill me, I can be useful to you." But Kraven replies, "I don't need you," and kills him before walking away. Meanwhile, we see Calypso at her friend's funeral. She says, "The system is broken now." Suddenly, Kraven appears and tells her, "I'm sorry for your loss." He gives her a card and Calypso is shocked. "You're alive?" she asks. Kraven nods. "Yes, I was dead for 3 minutes, but your medicine brought me back to life." He then tells her that he has killed the person who murdered her friend. To confirm his words, Calypso does some research at home and realizes he was telling the truth. Later, Kraven meets Calypso again. He says, "I've been looking for you for a long time." Calypso replies, "You're the son of a gangster. That must mean you become one too." Kraven smirks and says, "Your field isn't full of innocent people either. How do you manage to fit in?" Kraven then offers her a partnership. She hesitates and says, "I'll think about it." She gives him a list of names and warns, "If you go after them, you'll put yourself in danger too." Meanwhile, one of Reno's men informs him about the murders of his men. He tells Reno that the hunter is behind it. Reno, a powerful gangster, orders his men to track down Kraven. Reno also has the ability to turn his body into stone. Kraven, on the other hand, goes to his brother's birthday party. At the same time, Reno sends his men to kill Nikolai, Kraven's father. But his plan backfires, and all his men are killed instead. Kraven enjoys the party with his brother, and they have a great time. Suddenly, their father, Nikolai, arrives. He says, "I came to wish my younger son a happy birthday." That night, Kraven decides to stay at his brother's house, but he can't sleep on the cozy sofa. He goes outside and falls asleep in the garden. The next morning, when he returns inside, his brother is missing. Reno has kidnapped him. Kraven chases after the car, but since it's bulletproof, he can't stop it. He even tries to follow the helicopter, but it escapes. Kraven then goes to Calypso. She asks him, "Why are you here?" Meanwhile, Kraven's father, Nikolai, receives a package. Inside, he finds his younger son's severed finger. Kraven is furious. "Give them the money and get my brother back," he says. But Nikolai refuses. "I won't show weakness. I don't want to lose my power or my mafia empire. I want both of my sons back safely." Calypso receives information about Reno from one of her contacts. However, Reno had planned this as a trap. He wanted Kraven to come to him. One of Reno's men, a very powerful fighter, immediately kills the informant and leaves. Kraven arrives at the location where his brother is being held. But as he fights Reno's men, he falls into Reno's trap. He gets cut by a hidden blade, and suddenly rocks start falling from above. Despite all of Reno's tricks, Kraven manages to survive and escapes. Reno releases Kraven's brother and says, "Kraven has a list. Whoever's name is on that list won't survive. That's why we had to kill him." To confirm this, his men go to check, but they don't find Kraven, only a note that hints at his location. Reno then tells Trepti, "I couldn't gain respect while working under your father. That's why I found a new power in New York." He explains that he met a scientist named Professor Miles Warren who was experimenting on human strength. Then he says, "I'm about to take over your father's business. Will you join me as my partner?" Trepti refuses. "I will never betray my family." Reno gets angry and is about to kill him, but suddenly he hears a voice. Shocked, Reno mutters, "Kraven is still alive." Meanwhile, Kraven and Calypso reach the jungle. Out of nowhere, a cheetah attacks them, but Kraven quickly defeats it. Calypso is amazed by his strength. On the other side, Reno questions a man, "Why do you hate Kraven so much? Why do you want him dead?" The man replies, "He killed my boss, but there's something about him, some kind of supernatural power that keeps him alive." Kraven then asks Calypso, "The potion you gave me to save my life, I need it again." Calypso sighs. "That potion was made by my grandmother, but she is no longer in this world. My granny was a very powerful woman. She told me that this potion could heal any wound, but I was too young to understand just how powerful it was." Calypso warns Kraven, "Reno is coming to kill you. He'll be here soon." Meanwhile, Reno and a scientist named Foreigner create a dangerous formula called MI6. They plan to inject it into Kraven's body. Reno forces Trepti to call Kraven. When Kraven answers, Reno proposes, "Let's become partners, you, your brother, and me. Together we can kill your father." But before Kraven can respond, a fierce battle begins between Kraven and Reno's men. Kraven fights them all, but during the fight they inject the virus into his body. He is told, "This virus will paralyze you, and soon you will die." Then a helicopter sets the entire jungle on fire. Before Foreigner can do any more damage, Calypso kills him. Seeing Kraven in critical condition, she quickly gives him the same life-saving potion. Reno's men inform him, Kraven is dead. Meanwhile, his men take Trepti away. Suddenly, a loud noise echoes through the area. It's a massive herd of buffalo charging toward Reno's vehicles. Reno turns himself into stone, and the buffaloes fail to harm him. But just then, Kraven arrives. A brutal fight begins between Kraven and Reno. During the fight, Kraven realizes, I can't defeat him with strength alone. I need to use my mind. He strikes Reno at the exact spot where the virus was injected. The impact weakens Reno, and his body starts bleeding. His strength fades. As Reno lies dying, he whispers, I wish I had never met Kraven. Reno had no idea that Kraven was Nixov's son. Meanwhile, Kraven's father, Nicholas, tells him, Reno's real target was me, not you. Kraven replies, I could have killed you a long time ago. Suddenly, Kraven turns and walks away. Nicholas, realizing the danger, checks his gun, but it's empty. At that moment, a polar bear emerges from the shadows and attacks him, ending his life. 1 year later, Kraven's younger brother, Trepti, is seen singing at a piano cafe. He looks happy. Kraven joins him, but as they talk, Kraven asks, Since when did you start meeting gangsters? I didn't save you from that world just for you to follow in our father's footsteps again. Trepti smiles, but Kraven is surprised by his attitude. As Kraven gets up to leave, Trepti's face starts shifting, changing like a chameleon. Suspicious, Kraven asks, Who's your doctor? Who made you like this? Trepti calmly replies, Dad is gone, Reno is gone. The field is empty. Now it's my turn. Before Kraven can say anything, Trepti tells him, Go home. Dad left something for you. When Kraven arrives home, he finds the severed head of a lion mounted on display. His father's voice echoes, We are the most powerful hunters in this world. Death cannot claim us. And with those final words, the movie ends. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the explanation, please like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. See you in the next movie explanation. Stay awesome.